Hello, everyone. Welcome to this mini lecture. In image editing software, the Curve Adjustment tool is a powerful feature used to finely control an image's brightness, contrast, and color balance. Here is the outline for this lesson. Here are the learning objectives for this lesson. The Curves command is a versatile tool that allows you to adjust the tonal range of a photo. Open your photo in Photoshop. Navigate to the Image menu, select Adjustments, and then choose Curves to open the Curves dialog box, as shown in the figure. By default, the curve has two control points. The top control point primarily adjusts the highlights of the image. The bottom control point controls the shadows. Click on the curve to add a new control point in the middle, which adjusts the mid-tones. Dragging the control point upwards brightens the image. Dragging it downwards darkens the image. Let's proceed with the operations. 1. Execute the image. Adjustments. Curves command, or use the shortcut Ctrl+M to bring up the Curves dialog box. Two. Use the Curves tool for adjustments. In the Curves dialog box, you will see a graph representing input and output values. The input values, on the horizontal axis, represent the original brightness of pixels, while the output values, on the vertical axis, represent the adjusted brightness. You can click and drag on the curve to create control points. Dragging a control point upwards will increase the brightness at that level. Dragging downwards will decrease the brightness. This tool is useful for enhancing or reducing the contrast of an image. You can individually adjust the red, green, and blue channels at the top of the dialog box to affect the color balance of the image. You can also use other curve tools, such as the HSL curve, hue, saturation, and brightness, or adjust saturation based on brightness to fine-tune the image. 3. Preview and fine-tuning. While adjusting the curve, always pay close attention to the changes in the preview window. You can zoom in and out of the image in the preview window to carefully observe details. Adjust the curve until you achieve the desired look. Let's demonstrate using the Curves command on the curves.jpg image, as shown in the figure, from the resource folder. Analyzing the original image, based on the luminosity histogram, you can see that the image is underexposed, too dark, and lacks highlights. Solution. 1. In the Curves dialog box, drag the top control point to the left to brighten the highlight areas. While dragging, monitor the histogram closely to ensure that the waveform on the right side approaches or touches the right edge. 2. Although the highlight areas have been adjusted, the image is still somewhat dark and slightly gray. At this point, click in the upper part of the curve to add a control point, then drag it slightly upward to brighten the midtones. 3. The above adjustments have introduced a new issue: the shadows are now overly bright. To fix the issue, hold the Control key and click on the shadow area of the image. A corresponding control point will automatically appear on the curve, which you can then drag down slightly to restore the original shadow brightness. If the foreground shadows remain too dark, click the button in the lower left corner of the curves dialog box. Click on a heavy shadow area in the image, and a corresponding control point will automatically be added to the curve. Drag this point slightly upwards to brighten the shadows. Now, most of the tonal adjustments are complete. You can further fine-tune the image using the fourth method until the desired effect is achieved. Finally, click OK to return to the Photoshop workspace. When using the Curves command to adjust photos, be mindful of the following points. 1. When dragging control points, pay attention to the slope of the curve between points. A steeper slope increases contrast in that area, while a gentler slope reduces contrast. 2. Avoid placing control points too close together, as this can cause tonal separation, leading to image distortion. 3. Aside from the default top and bottom control points, you can add up to 14 additional points on the curve. 4. To remove a control point other than the top and bottom, hold the Control key and click on the point. Curve adjustment is an advanced skill that requires practice and experience to master. It's recommended to experiment with different adjustments and observe their effects on the image. Please complete the following exercises and practice more in your spare time to deepen your understanding and improve your skills. That concludes this lesson. See you next time.